Coffee with CARPAR, I am a Nobundo. Ironically, I'm from Akwa Ibom in the local government. So I did University of Greenwich. I did a UK degree, University of Greenwich, but my campus was the campus in Malaysia. So I was under Segi University, but I was getting my UK degree in computer science. What prompted me to study abroad, if would I say, is the immature system of the Nigerian educational system. I finished high school in 2010, so I wrote JAM. I passed my JAM. I actually wanted to read medicine, and I was supposed to be given admission. But you know the Nigerian system where you hear the VC has its lists, this one has it. So and then the next thing, huge amount of money was being called to gain admission into a university, man. And then you're like, to gain admission, so if I gain the admission, who pays for, how do I take care of, the other process that comes? And so it didn't sit well with me and my parents. So we were like, okay, what other options can we get? That's when traveling out came up. Oh, okay. So initially, when I wanted to study outside, right? My dad had this, my friend, from a friend. So I got the country I wanted to go to, and then I researched on the school I wanted to go to. But paying through someone, not going through the right, it became a very, very tedious. I think my whole application process took like about 3-4 months because I did not have like proper advice. There was no one like leading me. I just went into it as a pure novice. So, and then the people had fun with me initially, so I think I made a whole lot of excess payments, and but it being my first time, I think I learned a lot from there. So, but it was a tedious process, but it was okay. Oh, please look for a very, very good travel agency. It makes things a whole lot more easier. Like you will be, because the first time I did it, I was duped because I went through someone, not a travel agency. I was duped like a huge amount because I ended up paying my fees for like the complete 3 years, only to travel and be told that my fees was not paid. So, I feel like you actually need to go through a very good travel agency, which will help you to settle a whole lot of things. Most people just feel, I don't need to go through, but it's advisable because they make a whole lot of things easier for you. Explanation in detail is very necessary when you want to travel. You need to be able to get that explanation clear from someone that has experience, in sending other people outside the country. It will go a long way. Oh, first of all was finance. Most people get it wrong, Now I'm more wiser. You need to look for a school that fits your budget. People get the idea that, oh, I need to have 50 million. No. There are more than 100 countries in the world, and a whole lot of them can fit the budget you have. So first of all, it was finding the one that, could fall into my budget. Then you have the language barrier. Are you okay with the language? And then you now have to deal with your accommodation, your feeding, And because I did not have someone smart enough to tell me ahead, I just believed every lie that came out from this person that I went through. And it ended up I don't say it ended up in shame, but it was a nice experience, so to say. So those were the challenges. A lot. I'll say the important lesson I've learned studying abroad is having a different view to things. Going abroad and meeting people from different backgrounds, different religions, different views about some certain things in life, right? It broadened my knowledge of things, which for me is so far the most important because I've learned how to handle things on a different level. Oh, yeah. So, back here there are things we take for normal. Out there, I never knew that my neck could pain me until I reached Asia because you have to when you're getting someone, you're like, oh hi, you're bending the head has to go down, you know. But also, I did not understand racism until I traveled. That opened my eyes to a different level of interaction, being a black person in a country that doesn't even fit me. Now, through the years, I've been able to also touch into different countries, different continents, but you still see that racism plays a huge role. So, it was scary at first. Honestly, it was scary at first because you had people calling you things that you never imagined calling someone. But with time, you get used to the system. You get to know where your rights are and how you can handle such situations. Because in more developed systems, you have, there are things kept out for you to, in a way, to handle racism, by either police report, court, or things like that. So they have those kind of systems available in most of the countries. So a whole lot of culture shock, the way they eat with their hands. Like you rarely see people using spoon. Here we feel like when you use your hands, you're like, but there every meal you use your hands. So you rarely see people using spoons. So yeah, a whole lot of differences there. No, no. I don't have any regrets studying abroad. That's a very honestly, I would say, if it is within your power, yes. If it is within your power, yes. But I also advise, when they say studying abroad, please check your country's rights. Look at your budget. Even currently now we're having a whole lot of people flying to the UK. Most of them have not even sorted out their accommodation. They are sleeping in the libraries, they're sleeping in the train stations, the bus station. That's because they probably felt they could do it on their own and they did not do it properly. So, like I said before, please get a travel agency that can get you prepared for it. A quick example, Carpa Education. They are, at least so far, in my own opinion, they're like one of the best travel agencies, because through them I've been able to learn even better things that I did not know before. So when you talk about studying abroad, yes, you can go. It broadens your knowledge. It gives you a different aspect to life. If you're in one place, your mind is just one-sided. If you're only in Akwa Ibom for 50 years, you only know Akwa Ibom, you only know Ibibio. But by the time you're able to go to the Igbo land, you learn about their culture and everything. So it broadens your knowledge to things about life. So if it's possible, yes, study abroad. I got to know CARPAR through social media, the popular app Instagram. I was just going through my page as I do every day, and then I just saw this adverts pop up, and it was Carpa Education. And I was like, and there they were saying we could help you study abroad, stuff like that. At first I wanted to play it down because I was like, but now I was like, oh, the address is actually close by. So I gave a call, I saw the number, I gave a call, and then someone picked, and I was like, oh, I just want to find out, do you actually handle, the aspect of finding schools for people? And I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's interesting. I had doubt at first. So I was like, where's your office? And then they were like, Oron Road. So I was like, okay. The first time I was going to the office, I won't lie to you, inside my head, I was preparing for, I told myself, it wasn't going to be worth it. Being honest, I told myself it wasn't going to be worth it. But I got to Oron Road, I got to the office. From the first day I went in, the people I met, I asked questions in general. Being a victim of circumstance before, I asked questions, and the way they answered it, it gave me that relaxed feeling that, okay, I met the right people, and since then, I think we've had a very, very lovely relationship. Not writing jam. I'm being honest, actually, because I finished school in 2010, but I had admission 2012. That's 2 years. I wasted 2 years. If I did not write jam, Immediately I finished all my work certificate, I would have traveled. The educational system is quite backwards down here. So if the opportunity is there, if I'm to change, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I won't write jam. So from experience, right? Basic. You need your work certificate. Most importantly, first of all, you need an international passport. Then you need a passport photo, your wire certificate ready, the original one, which you probably had to get verified by the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Medical certificate, police clearance. Those are like the main essential things you need. Right now, you could add your COVID results to it because COVID now is is a necessity. You add your COVID results to it. Now, let's not forget that requirements vary depending on the country of choice. There are countries that will ask you for IELTS, some that will not ask you for IELTS. So there are some that might ask you for extra things, there are some that are not asking for extra things. So it varies, but the most essential documents, your passport, your results, your medical certificate, police certificate, and then you're good to go. Or, let me not forget, your cash. After your passport, the most important is your cash.